Good morning. I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of Making Do Growing Up Colored in the Jim Crow South During the Great Depression. And I apologize. It's been several months since I made a writer's note on submission because we've been moving and a lot of other things have been happening. But in the whole scheme of things, the most important thing is that my banner is the new title. The other one was Tuskegee Tales, which I still like, but our new title, Believe Tuskegee Strong. See, I started here and go this way. It's just the reverse. Is has been accepted by the trademark offices. So we're moving ahead with having this banner placed on volume two and all of the subsequent works that I do on the Making Do series. So, volume two, I'm working on now. I have to also say that there was a delay in the process of writing volume one and two. I completed volume two. And then I was talking with my very good friend, international narrator, storyteller, Phyllis Kelly, about doing an audiobook. And so we just dropped everything and decided to produce the audiobook ourselves. And that took a year and a half. So there's been a big time frame glitch in the rollout of each volume, and this is a three-volume set. So volume two, as I said, is already written, but now I'm going through and editing it, making sure that I have the context, the history, the time, the characters, everything the way I could envision the story continuing from volume one. And I had one friend stop me in church and she says, I can't, you can't do that to us. I said, what are you talking about? She says, I just finished listening to volume one audiobook and it was so good. And all of a sudden, the end. Are you kidding me? So sorry. By the time we got to the end, we just said, this is it. This is the end of this first book, and we're moving on to volume two. So I apologized to her that I said, I guess I should have said on the audiobook to be continued or something like that. But in all of the notes, it says volume one. So there is a volume two coming. And I believe with everything, God willing, everything working out the way I had planned, it should be out by the end of the summer, beginning of fall. But in the meantime, the writer's notes is when you're writing something, it's a process. It's just like me asking my husband, are you finished with the painting? He says, it's a process. I have to sand, I had to prep. I said, this is very true. It's the same thing with writing. And even when you think you're finished, there's yet more to do. And I've found several books just going to the library that are helping me to fill in some of the knowledge gaps that I had on periods of time during the story. And so I wanted to be a novelization of my parents, how they met and married in the 1940s in the South in Alabama. But also, there's a historical context of what was happening in the country and the world at that time, which, of course, was the preparation for World War II. And the United States didn't initially get into that conflict willingly. And this is what I'm doing some research on. What led up to that date that, the day of infamy in 1941, December 7th, that brought us into the war. But there was quite a few things that happened prior to that. And I'm going back into the history, looking a little bit more at the Reconstruction period, which led to Jim Crow. So I'm hoping to answer some questions that I've had. And I was in an interview with Dr. J.C. Cooley and his wife, Michelle Cooley, Dr. Michelle Cooley. And he asked me, well, when did Jim Crow start? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. So I'm reading a lot of books to I have an idea, but I didn't want to give my thoughts on it until I was more certain that I'm on the right um, vein of thought and my facts are corroborated. So a lot of things are happening in volume two. You want to find out how great the audiobook is. I'm putting a description in the description box, a link to some of the sources where you can purchase your own copy. And big news, I'm having a workshop on the 29th of this month at 1 o'clock on writing your own legacy stories. It's very reasonably priced, and I'll put a link in my description box where you can sign up for that as well. So a lot of things happening. Hate to put it all on you at once, but yeah, I'm just excited that we finally are moving ahead with volume two and some other things that I had been thinking about for quite a while. So take care. Have a wonderful Friday, and God bless you. Bye.